Wow. Welcome to the start of the discussion of the eighth set of Star Wars Unlimited Ashes of the Empire. This was released to us on April 8th, a month into the format of A Lawless Time, where we are now getting reveals very slowly. There hasn't been really, since this came out, there hasn't been any new really revealed cards for Ashes of the Empire besides the two new promo all art cards that we are getting with the release of the Mandalorian movie. The Grogu leader we are getting, and a Razor Crest card. So we know those two cards are coming into the format, and we'll go check that out. That storyline out there if you want to go see the new Mandalorian Grogu movie, because this will be a set releasing in July. So this officially releases in July. I think July 10th is the rough estimated release date of, Ashes of the Empire. But again, it's very interesting. We're already talking Ashes of the Empire only a month into the Lawless Time format. So it's very interesting already talking about it. But anyway, so Ashes of the Empire, from what I've heard in my local scene, will start at the end of episode 6. So our two course leaders are Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and then Emperor Palpatine himself. So we have these two new leaders in the game, and then it's going to expand into post the fall of the Empire. So we have the Mandalorian Grogu TV series and movie. We have the Ahsoka show. We have there's probably, my guess would be Bad Batch would be in here because they are in the Ashes. The Maul TV series could be in here. So it's everything post episode 6 before episode 7. Now it sounds like we are going to get a sprinkling of cards probably from episodes 7, 8, and 9. We do know we're going to get Poe Dameron in this set. So yeah, we should get another Poe Dameron in this set. All that, but yeah, so we got a review. You guys can go read this, but it kind of tells you everything that's coming up. In this, we're going to get two new card types. We're going to get the Advantage card type, and we are going to get support cards now, which I think honestly are somewhat debatable on being very, very dangerous for turning even more aggressive style decks, even to hyper aggro, where it becomes near impossible for anybody to really play this game without being in hyper aggro. We'll have to kind of see how support fills out. But anyways, our two new spotlight leaders, like I said, are Emperor Palpatine and then Luke Skywalker. The ending scene of course, episode 6, Return of the Jedi. So Emperor Palpatine states, tap him, action tap him, choose an exhausted friendly unit, give an advantage token to it for each other friendly unit. So if you control 7 or more, he's basically just like Palpatine from Spark, where if you control 7 or more, you can flip him as a 4/8. And on attack, choose another exhausted friendly unit. If you do, give an advantage token to each other friendly unit. So advantage states, when attached units attack or defense ends, defeat this upgrade. So we have a very different aspect to experience tokens, where experience tokens stick to your unit and give you a +1/+1 always constantly. Advantage is more of a +1/+0 and only sticks to your guy until it either ends its attack or defense ends. So you could buff up like a blocker or a sentinel with advantage tokens thanks to the Emperor, and then being able to have a unit attack it and then die to the advantage, and then all the advantage tokens fall off. I think it's a lot more different than experience tokens, because experience tokens really are a nuisance to try to get off of your opponent, and we have to hate them off, and then otherwise you might have to bash your opponent monster guys into them just to knock out the guy for safety purposes and all that. But yeah, so it's really cool. I think Advantage could be something really, really neat for the format 100%. So it's pretty cool to see we got a new upgrade for the game, a very unique upgrade indeed. And I do like the art with the Ewoks. My hope is this set is going to introduce Ewoks. I mean, we're in episode 6. Why aren't we introducing Ewoks by now into the format? I know I have someone in my locals who's desperate to see Ewoks in the game. And I mean, come on, we're at the end of episode 6, the Battle of Endor. They talk about some of the cards that you can get into the game, and we'll talk more about that, just kind of showing it off and other things in the game. So anyways, we now have, of course, our new Luke Skywalker. I believe this is our third Luke Skywalker later. We have the best spin Luke. We have Luke with his Starfighter, so the episode 4 Luke Skywalker, and now we have episode 6 Luke Skywalker as a leader. So when a friendly unit attack ends, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, heal 1 damage from that unit. He flips on 7 as well, and then when a friendly unit attack ends, heal 2 damage from that unit or from your base. So I expect if we're talking about a spotlight leader that could potentially be meta relevant in the upcoming Ashes of the Empire format, as well as the post Rotation 2 format. So that will be format will be a Lawless Time, Ashes of the Empire, Homeworld, and whatever heck set 10 is. Or sorry, no, yeah, whatever set 10 is, because we don't have 10, 11, or 12 yet. We don't have those 3 sets names yet at all. So it's going to be very interesting what that is. But this Luke Skywalker is very, very good. I mean, his front side's okay. I mean, he's just a trigger action that literally says when the friendly unit attack ends, you may heal 1 damage from that unit. So it's all about punching your opponent in the face and stuff like that. But once you flip for 7, that's when he's really powerful. The fact that that is a constant, always active ability. So every time a friendly unit attack ends, heal 2 damage from a unit or from your base. So once you flip over, you can become basically a punch-happy person in Blue Heroic, where you just start smashing into your opponent's units, killing them off, and then it just says when a friendly attack ends. So unless it's going to have to be errated or explained in FAQs that the unit has to survive, so it doesn't say survive, just says attack ends. I would guess the unit might have to survive, but nonetheless, once you're on your backside, you can have just a whole bunch of healing aspect on your base, which is pretty, really, really nice, being able to heal your base always once Luke's on his backside and everything, which is pretty cool. I think, honestly, a really probably strong competitive deck to play for the Lawless Time meta. Again, we really only know now one other leader we're getting in the set, and that is the Grogu leader from the Mandalorian Grogu movie, but that's really about it, so I can't really say other than that. Right now, of the only leader we have, the Luke Skywalker feels the best. So, of course, we have some more cards discussing everything. We have the new support tag. So support is when you play a unit, you may attack with another unit. It gains this unit's on attack ability. So support overall is a really neat concept. I mean, the ability to play a guy, attack with another guy, and that guy gets the support guy's on attack scales, which is pretty cool. Everything. But the problem that we're going to have with support, as someone pointed out to my locals just a few days ago, is that support potentially turns into board control. So let's say, for instance, me and my opponent are playing a very similar deck. In essence, kind of a similar strategy and all of that. I go first because they have the initiative. I play my guy, my opponent plays their guy. So then I take initiative, and then on turn 3, I can drop, say, this support Leia, and then have my guy swing at my opponent's guy using the on-attack trigger, whatever the support person was, as well as maybe another on-attack trigger as well. So I've cleared now my opponent's guy off the board thanks to the support trigger. So, yeah, so you do that, and then you can get that effect to go off. Now your opponent is free, they play another unit, and now you're controlling the board because you can then go again, support another guy, swing with another guy on attack, and then you can basically just turn this game into killing your opponent's guys off their board state and keeping them very tight to where they can't establish their board, and then basically maybe forcing them to have to establish it in another arena, which then puts units in rest while you're establishing a larger board presence in one arena as well. So support potentially could turn into turning some decks into more aggro strategies, unlike what we have right now with red with aggressive negotiations. Where red right now, everyone who has access to red, whether that's through a base or their leader, to use aggressive negotiations to win games, is kind of going to be able to do this with support as well. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how people play around with support. Again, it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you look right now with the meta of like a Lawless Time, credits really aren't making a big splash as I thought they were. I thought credits were going to be like the heavy meta favor, and there's only a few decks that are actually manipulating credit tokens, like Lando, Law, Blue, and that's really all I can really think of. I mean, there's a few other decks that do it, but it's kind of really, really rare to see them actually topping in events. But nonetheless, the support stuff looks cool. We're just going to have to see how exactly it affects like tempo of game states and how it affects like the opponent's back and forth interaction, because a lot of times what people are just going to use support for is play support card, attack with a unit, swing into my opponent's base. Congratulations, there's no real back and forth. I played a guy with an ability that allows me to attack with a unit. So it's going to be very interesting to see how support actually plays out. So there's a couple more cards in the deck, and then we have here, of course, is the art of the box. So like I said, we are expecting this to not to go into at all anything from episode 7, 8, or 9 of the Disney trilogy. We should expect this to be episode 6, The Mandalorian TV show, the Ahsoka TV show, and then the new Grogu and Mandalorian movie look to be in this as well. So based on the box art, we got like Moff Gideon, we got Baby Yoda or Grogu. We have episode 6 with Akbar. We have Shin versus Sabine. So that's what we're looking to be very much for the Ashes. And I do expect Ashes to give us another Legends, more Legends cards. So that's what I would expect to get us, more Legends cards, because there's so much Legends stuff from the Ashes of the Empire. So if you've read the Legends material for the post episode 6 stuff that is not canon to what happened post episode 6, what Disney considers the canon of Star Wars. So the Legends universe of post the Empire is very, very large, with a lot that can happen, like Thrawn coming back. I mean, I probably expect a Thrawn leader. We know we got a Grogu leader coming. I would expect maybe another Moff Gideon leader to come in. I could see a Shin Hati or a Sabine leader. Maybe we get another Akbar leader. I really don't know. Like, maybe we get like a Leia leader. Maybe we get lucky with like a Ewok leader. I don't know. It's like there's a lot in this format I don't know. And again, while most of the set's going to be based in that time period of Star Wars, we are going to expect to see some cards from some arts from the other time periods as well. We should see some stuff from the prequel trilogy, maybe some stuff from Clone Wars. We might see some stuff, like we said, we're going to get a Poe Dameron, so we're going to see some Resistance, maybe some First Order stuff. And then, yeah. But nonetheless, yeah, it's pretty interesting. We're already kind of getting thought processing on, of course, the new Mandalorian, the new set, even though we officially have only been like a month into this format. Well, one thing is going to suck for everyone is this set, I think, drops a week right before Galactic Championship, which means a lot of people are going to be crashing Garabast to get their games in to test for the new format, because again, you're going to have to start testing for a format that you're only going to get a week to test for before you go into Galactic Championship and have to know that format backwards. Right now, that's why I kind of say maybe they should have pushed it after Galactic, had a Lawless Time, move all the way through Galactic, and then post the Galactic tournament, then released a Shadows of the Ashes of the Empire. That way people don't have to stress about first getting the cards from this set, so i.e. not having to, scramble around to find the cards they need for the set. Having to go on TCG Player and buying it, having to pre-order cards, which I never tell you, never buy pre-sale at all. You're just wasting your money. It'd be better for you to walk outside, take a lighter, and light some cash on fire. That's what you're doing with buying pre-sale, because the sale price of cards drop down pretty harsh once they are released. So a common card that is selling for $1 might sell for like 5 cents once the set drops. Congratulations. You wasted a bunch of money. And legendaries that you think are going to be meta relevant aren't meta relevant, and they drop in price hard. So that's why I would say do not buy pre-sale at all. At all. Just go outside and burn your money if you really want to buy pre-sale cards. So yeah, so this came out yesterday, and this kind of showcased us our new Grogu leader. So this is kind of a little thing that if you go to Pacific AMC theaters in the United States, you can get a promo pack with, of course, Grogu and the Razor Crest again, which I don't know how the Razor Crest got rebuilt. I don't even know if it got rebuilt in the last thing. So anyways, this isn't impactful. Like, don't think immediately like, oh man, these cards are gonna get like jump up in price. Yeah, they will probably jump up in price, their promo cards. But what's important is what this is. This promo pack has 2 cards in it, both from Ashes of the Empire. So You don't have to go out to an AMC theater. If you're someone who says, I'm not really going to go out to an AMC theater, I don't have time to go out to a theater or anything like that, but these promo cards look good, do not worry. These are not exclusive promos. I give Fantasy Flight a lot of credit on this. They are not turning this game into, we release promo cards that are exclusive to events and that are meta-relevant promo cards. There's stuff like Bushy Road has done that, where they release promo cards that are strongly meta-relevant for decks, and the only way to get them is through that promo. They don't come in main sets or anything like that. I will give Fantasy Flight credit on this. They are actively releasing promo cards, in this case, that are in the sets. Meaning that if you can't go to a theater, or you're someone who's just going to wait for it to come on to like Disney Plus and all of that, depending on how good this movie is, because if it's not good in the theaters, Disney might just immediately take it down and push it to Disney Plus immediately on all of that. But yeah, so you don't have to worry about the all of that at all, because, you know, these cards come in the main set. You just, if you want these specific arts of these cards, you have to go to a movie and get a pack of this promo stuff. And then, unfortunately, because Razor Crest needs 3 copies of it, you'll just have to go out and get you just have to go out and buy a couple more copies. 1 Grogu's enough for you. So anyways, the new Grogu leader has no effect on his front side. Okay, the first time we're not seeing any effects. So when you play a unique unit that has cost her 4 or more, if this leader is ready, you may deploy him. He is a 0/3, while another friendly unit is defending, it gets +1, while another friendly unit is attacking, the defending player gets -1. So I'm going to have to see what type of support this leader gets, because holy crap, does this leader absolutely sound horrible. And look at all the Baba Fricks, or whatever the species that Baba Frick is. The trailers do look pretty good. I'll give credit. The trailers do look pretty good with Padro, Pascal, and Grogu and all that. They look pretty decent, at least. We'll have to see how well it does. Star Wars movies have not done too great at all in the last couple of years. So then the Razor Crest is a Saboteur. On attack, you may discard a card from your hand. If you do, this unit gets +2 for the attack. So yeah, I mean, we're getting a Grogu leader. I expect maybe we get a Mandalorian leader too. I mean, we haven't had another Mandalorian leader since Shadows of the Galaxy, when he came out as one of the starter deck leaders. So we have not gotten another Mandalorian leader. But I do want to showcase this because we don't have it in the reveal cards over here at SWUBD over there. So yeah, I did want to showcase this. So if you are interested in going to see the movie, you can get yourself some promo packs. You will need to buy your tickets from AMC theaters in the US only. So unfortunate for everyone outside of the US, you're not getting these promo cards unless you're going to ship them. But anyways, yeah, so we got another leader. I don't know. He's going to be interesting to see what he does, because he's absolutely kind of garbage right now. Again, once the official leader gets revealed into the card game, and in the reveals, we'll probably get some cards that manipulate or do something with him, like the Mandalorian or the Baba Fricks, or anything like that, where we can kind of see what else he's going to be able to do with. Otherwise, as of right now, this leader's kind of trash. Alright, for the set reveals, we did get the reveals from everything we're expected, like the specialty rare cards from the set and everything else we kind of got from the set. But so we're just going to go through what we got revealed. A specialty rare card, of course, from Anakin, I believe from Luke's deck, is the Hidden Saboteur. And then when played, give a show token to another friendly unit. Pretty nice, a hidden with Saboteur that can give a show token. It's also Anakin Skywalker, so he's not Darth Vader anymore. This is the scene where Luke lays him down on the shuttle and asks to remove his helmet, but Luke doesn't want to because he'll actually kill him. So Luke still does it anyways, so that he can see his face, and then pass away and eventually become a Force Ghost. But yeah, pretty cool card there. We got the Darth Vader shielded, and then while this unit is ready, just gain Sentinel. A pretty nice, okay card that you can buff up with, of course, the Emperor's ability to claim the advantages on. We have a Helix Starfighter. When played, when an opponent controls a space unit, give a show token to this unit. Otherwise, give 2 advantage tokens to this unit. Pretty neat thing. I mean, you can, when played, the opponent controls a space unit, you can give a shield token to it, but if they don't, you can just give 2 advantage tokens. And as a reminder, advantage tokens do not disappear until the unit attacks or defends. So technically, if this unit isn't attacked, you can basically just give 2 credit 2 advantage, and then swing next turn, dealing 5 damage or something, and then knock out the experience. We got older Ezra Bridger. Of course, as you don't know, remember Ezra at the end of the Rebels show takes Thrawn with the space whales to beyond a part of the galaxy itself, from far, far away from the main Star Wars galaxy into an unknown region. Where then in the Ahsoka show, then Ahsoka, I think, goes with the space whales or lives inside a space whale with her fighter, and then goes to find Ezra with Sabine. And I think I never watched the show, but I think I watched a clip where they were talking like Sabine and Ezra did it. I don't know. You all can correct me down in the comments. But anyways, we have older Ezra, and at the end of the Ahsoka show, Ezra appears back in the Rebellion. So I don't know where Ahsoka Season 2 is going to take Ezra now, making him canon for the Ashes of the Empire time period of Star Wars. But we got an older Ezra now with support and on attack. With this unit is upgraded, you may give a unit -3 for the phase. Not a bad attack, especially for saying allowing attacking with an upgraded unit, and then, like I said, swinging at a unit, giving it -3, and then starting to deal with stuff. But still a cool 6/6 with Force Jedi and another Spectre, by the way. So another Spectre unit you can play in, of course, Hera from Spark of Rebellion. There is no conflict. Return a number of other upgrades on attached unit to their owner's hand. Kind of a neat way to deal more with upgrades. So it's upgrade hate. It's upgrade hate as well. It's upgrade hate that's also bad for, of course, the JTL leaders as well, because it's return a number of other upgrades on attached unit to their owner's hands for a 2-drop that can deal with any of the JTL leaders again. Yeah, we'll have to see if there's an FAQ to see if that is true. But technically, it says return the hand, so it does mean it removes the upgrades. So it should remove the JTL upgrades of Boba, Han. All of them should be able to be pulled off their fighters and slapped down on back into their their leader area, unless it's Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is just going to be the best JTL leader out there, I guess, because he's the only one that protects himself. Why the others just couldn't find some way to protect themselves, I don't know. But anyways, it's an interesting little upgrade that plays itself on it, and then any number of other upgrades on attached unit to their owner's hand. Return any numbers of other upgrades on attached unit to their owner. Okay, so this means that you have to do it on the attached unit. So if you want to get rid of the upgrade on attached unit, you have to put the upgrade on the unit and then detach for all that. So, okay, so it's more like you have to attach this to something else, and then you bounce a bunch of other upgrades back to your hands. So now looking at that, I don't know if that's questionably good or questionably bad. Still, it's a great way to get off JTL style leaders, off of their fighters. Yeah, you give them a +2/+2 buff, but there's plenty of ways to get rid of fighters or ships or anything like that without the JTL leaders being upgraded onto it. So if I'm reading that correct, it's you have to attach this to the unit, and then that unit bounces all of its upgrades back to the hand. So, okay. We got the Executor, which is a capital class vessel, which unfortunately is not in the coloration Piet's ever going to touch. There's very little even yellow capital class vessels that Piet even wants to go after. So when this unit gets +1 for each upgrade on other friendly units. When played, give an advantage token to each other friendly unit. So basically, you're kind of seeing the want and power you want to give with this unit. So this is, of course, coming from this especially rare card from, of course, the Emperor starter deck. So you kind of want to do this with the Emperor, where you have the ability to give Emperor advantage tokens, and then you want to give advantage tokens to everything else, and then you want the Executor to swing for a whole lot of damage. Han Solo with Saboteur, and then when played, deal 3 damage to this unit, give 3 advantage tokens to this unit. So basically, you deal 3 with it, and then basically you can become a 6/7 with 3 damage. So technically, you are a 6/4 at that point, which isn't too bad. I mean, a 6/4 that if your opponent wants to deal with it, that's a pretty big guy to deal with. Or you can swing 6/4 next turn, your 6 next turn, and then peel off the 3 advantage tokens. R5D4 with support, and then its support on attack trigger is defeat all upgrades on the defending unit. Again, not too bad. This is a kind of a great way to deal with JTL style leaders or upgrade things. So you can support. It support says attack with a When you place, you may attack with another unit. It does not say ground unit. It says another unit. So you could technically play this, swing a spaceship into, say, a JTL style leader that can get knocked off. You swing, they knock off the upgrade of the leader off their ship, and then basically you can ram into the ship and potentially kill it. So, the upgrade hate just continues to pour out. That would literally meaning that our only really good JTL leader is ever just going to be Luke. I mean, Boba's good, but once he gets knocked off his fighter, he sucks. It just sucks. It really just does. We have Moff Gideon with Sentinel. When defeated, you may return a non-unique Imperial unit from your discard pile to your hand. So just adding something that isn't a unique Imperial unit back to your hand is pretty nice. I mean, a 2/5 Sentinel isn't too bad. We got the Forest Patroller with Overwhelm and Restore 1. We got Moff Dejerdo, I think that's the name. This is again a specialty rare card, of course, from the Emperor deck. If you would create a number of tokens, you may defeat this unit. If you do, create twice that number of tokens instead. So basically the whole gimmick of him and the Emperor deck is that when you go to utilize an effect to give credit token or advantage tokens, you blow him up and then you create double that advantage tokens. But it also works with credits. It works with spies. It works with a lot of things. So think about it like this. You have him out, and you're going to deploy your leader, and then you're going to plot out the Chancellor Palpatine from Secrets of Power. You create 2 spy tokens with Sentinel. Instead, you pop him, and then you create 4 spy tokens with Sentinel. So now you have 4 spy tokens with Sentinel, which, in my opinion, that's a pretty cool thing to do. So I think this guy could see some random playability just because he does have that ability to pop himself and double the amount of tokens you make, which includes credits, spies, TIE fighters, anything like that would be really cool. So you could even do this with like popping him when you flip the Vader, with the Vader from JTL onto his ship to create 2 TIE fighter tokens and say he's going on to the Clone Combat Squadron, the bomber that states for it gets +1/+1 for each other fighter on the field. You could pop in to make 4 TIE fighter tokens off the Vader flip when he attaches to that, and then allow you to get a +4 to that Clone Combat Squadron. So pretty neat. Nonetheless, it's a cool card with a cool concept, which is going to always be very good because of token creation, period. So anyways, we have Luke's Jedi lightsaber. If attached unit is Luke Skywalker, he just gains Sentinel. It's a nice +3/+3, by the way. Really cool. It's also really good, of course, for any Luke Skywalker out there. So if you're an Eternal player, you could put this on the Luke Skywalker from Spark Rebellion and give him a +3/+3, which is pretty nice overall. And then we have the Armorer, comes in shielded, and then when played, give a show to each friendly unit which shielded, including this one. So that's pretty cool. So you can play it, and then for everybody has the shielded keyword, including the Armorer itself, you can then double up your shield token. So it comes in with 2 shield tokens. It can give other things shield tokens. So basically, if you already lost your shield token on a shielded unit, then you can give a shield token back to it. So which is pretty cool. I think that's a really neat thing where you can just give more shield tokens to stuff, which honestly is a really, really cool thing. We have the Leia Organa. We talked about the support when we saw it. So on attack, you may deal 1 damage to this unit. If you do, heal 2 damage from your base. Not a bad thing, kind of like deal. So the card that you're supporting, that gave the support ability, is going to swing, deals 2 damage to itself, and then heals 2 damage to your base. Deal damage to itself, heal 2 damage to base, and then you can just use the Luke Skywalker on the front side to heal that damage off, because it just says when the friendly unit attack ends. It does not specify where it attacked, the base or another unit. We have Blade of Talzin, the first rare. We don't have any no legendaries. I think when we first got the first look at A Lawless Time, we got the Hondo legendary automatically revealed to us. This time they're not revealing any legendaries, so we have no legendaries from this right now. So we're gonna have to wait for some more reveals. When defeated, if this upgrade was on a friendly knight unit, return this upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. Congratulations! Do you enjoy all the Night Sister stuff, from Karis to Talzin's assassin to Mother Talzin herself? So congratulations, you now have a new thing to play with. So good. Nonetheless, it's good. So for any Force blue villainy decks, they have access to this for the night stuff. I would guess more, maybe Mother Townsend might play it more because of the fact that she has a little better ability to be a knight, rather than pushing it on Karis's or on Townsend's assassins or anything like that. But still, it's a pretty cool card. So I expect we're probably going to get some more Night Sister style units in this game, just so that this doesn't have only like, think 8, 9 No, it's gonna have Night Sister Warrior, Karis, Townsend's assassin. You have Old Daka, the unit that no one plays at all, and then you have Mother Townsend. So I think that's all the Knight you have in the game. So I mean, that's not a lot of Knight to play that on. So I expect we're gonna get more Night Sister style cards, or cards with this Knight keyword onto it. So I would expect very much so that we're gonna get more Townsend cards or more Night Sister cards in the game from this set. Then we have Shinahati. While this is the only friendly non-leader ground unit, she gains a Sentinel. So as long as she's the only unit standing up, she gains Sentinel, which is pretty nice. So meaning that if you don't have anything on your 5 turn, you can drop this, and then you can gain a 6/6 Sentinel on the field, which is not too bad. And then the little blurb for it is Ash. So we only have 18 cards, folks. Once again, we're not expecting this set until July. So we're not expecting this set to officially be in the format until July 10th. So we have a long ways to go. I'm just kind of surprised. Once again, we're only a month in this format and we're already talking Ashes. But again, they do kind of need to start revealing stuff because of the Galactic Championship is fast approaching. And then, like I said, from what someone said, the week that this officially becomes legal in the format, there's only a week separating this set's official release into the format to when the Galactic Championship's happening. So for a lot of people going to Galactic, they only literally have a week to test. Now, we should expect to get the full set before Galactic Championship even rolls around, before the official release date. I think like the week right before pre-releases, that's when we already know the full set of cards. So people definitely will be heavily testing on what they think is good. But this will be very interesting because the Galactic Championship will be the first major format to test these cards. There's going to be no PQs, there's going to be nothing out there, no minor tournaments, nothing out there to test these cards in the format besides Karabast, which again, not everybody goes to Karabast to test meta-relevant decks. Some people might just be testing for fun decks or stuff like that. So if you're testing for major stuff, first off, test with a group of people that you're going to test against. Second off, if you play Karabast, just understand you might not always get the best testing. And third off, good luck. I mean, we should know the set before, we should know the entire set well before the official pre-release date, which should be 1 week before July 10th. So if July 10th is the official release date of this, pre-releases will be happening the 3rd of July, the 4th of July, and then the 5th of July. Now, the 4th is going to be very interesting because the 4th is, of course, a holiday, and I know they don't like to do pre-releases on holidays, so I would expect that this week is actually going to be much more open to, I would expect maybe they even push like pre-releases 1 week earlier because of 4th of July. But nonetheless, I mean, again, if they do that, you can't officially play these cards in any like normal format or anything like that, or Premier format, because it won't be legal until July 10th. But again, that doesn't really matter. Most shops don't really start off immediately with Premier. Some people like to play pre-releases and then they like to go into drafts, pick up cards that they need and stuff like that. And people are still busting boxes. So, I mean, I'm not going to Galactic, so good luck to everyone going to Galactic. It's going to be very interesting to see what tops out of Galactic, especially because this will be a completely new format that people won't have any real major data to tell which decks are going to be the best and which decks people are going to play and which decks are going to be like tier 1 and all of that. So nonetheless, Ashes is on its ways, folks. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on us already getting Premier thoughts on Ashes, what everything you've seen so far, the Grogu leader, our two spotlight leaders. What are you hoping to see as leaders? What are you hoping to get as cards? What are we hoping overall to see? So let me know all that down in the comments. And let me know, do you think it's just a little too early right now to start talking about Ashes? Maybe we should have waited like 2 months before we started talking Ashes? Let me know all that down in the comments. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you're notified when my videos go live for you. I will see you here next time on Modern Dragons TCG.